Tell me this water.
No.
No.
That water isn't ready. If I try to sell it now, you look at the water you're literally breathing and have me removed from the room.
I'm considering it already.
That's the only logical thinking right now. Mr. Fisher, you are a fish. You live in water. The idea that someone could sell you water is absurd. But what if I told you that by the end of our conversation, you're going to ask me where to sign?
Confident.
Patient. Confidence pushes, patience waits. I have something you don't know you need yet. I can wait until you discover that yourself. Let's begin with the price. $10,000.
You are trying to provoke me.
Good. You feel something. Tell me, when you heard $10,000 for water, what was your first reaction?
That you lost your mind.
And your second reaction?
What could possibly justify that?
Exactly. You see, Mr. Fisher, a reasonable price invites comparison. If I said $50, you open the browser, compare mineral content, read reviews, calculate cost per millimeter. You treat this as a rational decision. But $10,000, that excludes rationality in its entirety. There's nothing to compare it to. The price becomes the story.
The story of a fool and his money.
The story of significance. The French fashion house prices a leather bag at $12,000. They're not bidding with other bag makers. They've left the market entirely and created a mythology. The bag costs less than $100 to make. Everyone knows this. The remaining $11,000 buys meaning, status, the knowledge that you can afford to be rational.
So you're admitting the price is arbitrary.
The price is deliberate. There's a difference. In practice, you mostly reverse engineer. You don't ask, what does this cost to make? You ask, what does this need to cost to be taken seriously? A $50 water is a premium beverage. A $10,000 water is a cultural product. The price determines the category before a single word of marketing is uttered.
What stops someone from laughing and walking away?
Nothing. Most will. That's the point. Price is the first filter. It removes the bargain hunters, comparison shoppers, anyone looking for value in the conventional sense. What remains is a small pond of fish who read $10,000 and view prestige instead of outrage. Those are my customers.
Fine. Say, I'm one of those curious fish. Can I buy it?
No.
No.
You apply.
I apply to purchase water.
You write a letter, handwritten, with an accept typed submission. You explain who you are, why you're seeking this water, what you hope to view. A committee reviews every letter. If yours demonstrate genuine understanding, you're placed on the waiting list.
Waiting list.
14 months.
To buy.
The cave produces limited quantities, roughly 60 bottles per month, depending on the season. We cannot rush geology, but the scarcity isn't a problem we're solving. It's a condition we're preserving.
Artificial limitation.
Natural limitation, amplified by intention. The waiting list accomplishes three things. First, it filters for commitments. Fish who won't wait 14 months lacks the patience to appreciate what we're offering. Second, it creates investment before the purchase. By the time the bottle arrives, you've already spent a year anticipating it. That anticipation becomes part of the product. Third, it generates conversation. I've waited 14 months for this. That sentence has weight. It becomes a story the customer tells, which becomes marketing we never paid for.
What if someone offers to pay double to skip the line?
We decline.
Triple?
Still no. The waiting list is a feature we protect. The moment we let money circumvent time, we've told everyone that time doesn't actually matter. The spell breaks.
You're turning away revenue.
We are protecting value. There's a difference. In practice, you must decide what cannot be bought. For us, it's time. For others, it might be access or customization or geography. The point is that something must remain sacred, unavailable at any price. That's what separates luxury from merely expensive.
So I paid. I've waited. What exactly am I receiving?
Before I answer, I need to tell you about my grandfather.
Is this strictly necessary?
Every great house has a creation myth. A trunk maker who served royalty, a seamstress who enraged by corseting and freed women's bodies, a cobbler who shot a king. The founder story becomes the brand's soul. Everything that follows is commentary. Without origin, you're just selling objects. With origin, you're continuing a legacy. So, my grandfather.
Cool.
When I was 7, I nearly drowned a river in his village. The current stronger than I'd estimated. I went under and couldn't find up. Water filled my eyes, my throat, my lungs. The thing that gives you life, Mr. Fisher, became the thing stealing mine. For 30 seconds, maybe less, I knew water as an enemy.
What happened?
He pulled me out. I lay on the bank, coughing water and fear in equal measure. And he did something I didn't understand until decades later. He filled a cup from the same river, the water that had just tried to kill me, and pressed it to my lips. He said, "Drink. Make peace with what frightens you."
Did you?
I drank. I didn't make peace. Not then. That took years. But I understood something in that moment. Water is neutral. It carries whatever story surrounds it. The same river that almost killed me also sustained our village for generations. The water hadn't changed. The meaning had. After my grandfather passed, I became obsessed. I traveled, tasted water from dozens of sources, searching for something that felt the way his water felt. I found it in a cave in the mountains, completely still, undisturbed for over a decade. The locals called the source Xing, awakening.
So the water has been resting since he died.
11 years, the same span. When you drink Xing, you're drinking something that began its stillness in the day I lost him. His death and this water's birth are the same moment.
That's almost too perfect.
That's almost too honest. I didn't manufacture the thing. I discovered it. But I did choose to tell you. In practice, origin stories work because they answer the question, why should I trust you? Not with credentials or data, but with humanity. The story doesn't need to be tragic. It needs to be true, specific, and emotionally resonant. A customer who knows your origin feels they know you. That feeling is worth more than any feature list.
Where's the branding?
You're looking at it.
I don't see a logo, a label, a name, anything.
Exactly. When the brand reaches a certain altitude, it no longer needs to announce itself. Certain Italian houses have removed all visible logos from their bags. No insignia, no monogram, nothing external. The letter speaks. The construction speaks. If you recognize it, you understand. If you don't, you were never meant to.
So the absence branding is the brand.
Presence screams. Absence whispers. And whispers, Mr. Fisher, are far more seductive. When someone sees this on the bottle, no label, no explanation, they experience curiosity before recognition. What is that? The mystery is intentional. We want the question. We want the owner to have the pleasure of answering.
What if someone can't identify it?
Then they're not meant to. We're not trying to impress the general public. We're trying to create recognition among a specific few. A secret language. When two fish who only sing encounter each other, they'll know, without a word being exchanged, that mutual recognition, that private club feeling is more valuable than any billboard.
In practical terms, how do you build recognition without visible branding?
Through consistency of form, the vial is always this exact shape, this exact weight, this exact proportion. We never vary it. Over time, the silhouette becomes the logo. Think of certain perfume bottles. You recognize them across a room, not by reading labels, but by shape alone. The object becomes its own signature. Now, look at the water itself.
It's still, unusually still.
11 years of absolute rest. No circulation, no movements, no disturbance of any kind. Watch the viscosity when I tilt it.
It moves differently, slower, almost reluctant.
Mineral density accumulated over a decade. The water has become heavier than ordinary water. Not by much, but enough that you can perceive it. Now, listen to that sound. A screw cap. The best seal technology in the industry. It signals ceremony. It says something has been preserved. And now it's being released. We're borrowing that association deliberately.
Sensory manipulation.
Sensory design, different intention. Now smell. Ancient limestone. The cave walls contains deposit from an era before fish existed. The water absorbs trace element over 11 years, and those elements carry scent. The water remembers what it touched.
You've engineered every sensory channel.
I've aligned every sensory channel. They all tell the same story. This is not ordinary. This came from somewhere ancient, somewhere still, somewhere humans rarely go. In practice, you audit every touch point. What does the customer see, hear, smell, touch, taste? All five senses reinforce the same message, or do they contradict each other? A single discordant note, cheap packaging, synthetic smell, lukewarm temperature breaks the spell entirely. Luxury is consistency across every sense.
Who actually buys this?
There are three customer profiles. The first, the collector. Fish who acquire rare objects not to consume, but to possess. They display the vial, perhaps never open it. The sealed vessel becomes an artifact. They're buying provenance and story, not water.
You're fine with that? Them never drinking it?
I'm fine with them finding meaning however they find it. The second profile, the ritualist. Fish who've achieved external success and feel internal emptiness. They're searching moments of genuine feeling in lives optimized for efficiency. They'll perform the ritual precisely, seeking transcendence through procedure.
The third?
The gifter. Fish who want to give something impossible to reciprocate, not expensive, that can be matched. Impossible. When you give someone Xing, you're giving them a story, a weight, a ritual, a meaning. How do you match that? You can't. The gift creates a permanent asymmetry, which is exactly what certain gifters want.
You're targeting emotional needs, not demographics.
Demographics are lazy shorthand for advertisements. We don't advertise.
How do you reach a fish if you don't advertise?
We don't reach. We are found. Certain individuals might whisper, but we never pursue. The customer who discovers things through their own searching arrives with intention. The customer shown an advertisement arrives with skepticism. The effort of discovery becomes part of the value.
The way you speak, I noticed, very measured.
This is how Xing speaks. Always. We never rush, never use exclamation marks, never employ words like exclusive, luxury, premium, words exhausted by overuse. We speak as if we have all the time in the world because we do.
Most brands create urgency. Act now. Limited time.
Most brands are desperate. Urgency signals fear. Fear you swim away. Fear you forget. Fear you choose someone else. We signal the opposite. There's no countdown timer, no flash sale, no artificial deadline. The water has waited 11 years. It can wait longer.
That's a risk. Someone might lose interest.
Someone wrong for us might lose interest. That's a feature. In practice, voice is the hardest element to maintain because it must permeate everything. Every email, every letter, every interaction with staff. We train extensively. No one represents Xing, speaks casually, uses slang, makes jokes at the brand's expense. Not because we're humorless, because consistency is more important than levity.
What words do you use?
Simple ones, mostly still, rest, return, notice. We favor verbs over adjectives, action over description, and we never explain more than necessary. The customer who needs extensive explanation isn't our customer. The one who understands immediately is.
What it actually stands for, beyond the aesthetics.
3 principles, which I call commitments rather than values. Values have become corporate wallpaper, words without weight. Commitments have consequences.
Tell me.
First, we will never increase supply to meet demand. The cake produces what it produces. When demand rises, we don't expand. We extend the waiting list. It sounds like bad business, but it's the discipline we need. The moment we chase demand, we've admitted that growth matters more than integrity.
Every business wants to grow.
Every commodity business wants to grow. Luxury has different mathematics. A certain Swiss watchmaker produces the same number of pieces they produced 50 years ago, despite demand that could absorb 10 times more. They understand that scarcity maintained is value preserved. We understand the same.
The second commitment?
We will never collaborate. No limited editions with fashion designers, no celebrity partnerships, no special releases designed to manufacture relevance. Xing is Xing. It doesn't need borrowed credibility and won't dilute its own by association.
Collaboration is everywhere now.
Which is exactly why abstaining from it stands out. Every collaboration is a confession. We're not interesting enough alone. We make the opposite statements.
That?
We will never justify our existence to skeptics. No defensive campaign. No, here's why we're worth it content. No engaging with criticism. If you need convincing, this isn't for you. We'd rather be misunderstood by many than explained to everyone.
That's arrogant.
That's selective. In practice, you must decide which criticisms to ignore. It's just water, will be said constantly. We don't respond. The response would legitimize the framing. Some battles aren't worth fighting because winning them costs more than losing.
Does anyone actually validate that this is worth it?
Validation finds us, letters, unsolicited, from fish who've experienced seeing and felt compelled to articulate what happened.
What do they say?
I've lived in the same water for 12 years. Last Tuesday, I noticed it for the first time. Truly noticed. I wept. I couldn't explain why. My grandmother was a river fish. She used to describe waters I thought were mythology. When I drank this, I understood she was remembering, not inventing. I bought everything. Cars, art, property. This is the first purchase that made me feel something other than acquisition.
Those sound curated.
They are selected from hundreds, but not edited. The handwriting is original. You can see the tremor in some, the haste in others. Confessions from real fish.
You don't use them in marketing.
Never publicly. They live in the folder, shown only in conversations like this one. The moment we blast them across advertisements, they become marketing copy. A marketing copy is automatically discounted. Kept private, shared selectively, they retain their power.
In practice, how do you encourage this type of response?
You don't encourage, you create conditions. The experience must be profound enough that silence feels like hoarding. We include a bank card with every shipment. No prompt, no request, just empty space and our address. Some fish feel moved to fill it. Most don't. That's fine. Forced testimonials are worthless. Voluntary confessions are priceless.
Say I receive this water. What do I do with it?
You could pour it directly into your tank, the way you could hang a painting facing the wall. Technically possible, entirely missing the point.
Then what's the right way?
There's a ritual, not complicated. Simplicity is essential. We include a card with 4 steps. Though instructions feels wrong, invitation is closer.
Walk me through it.
First, find stillness, a quiet corner of your tank, away from filters and currents. Still water if possible. The environment should mirror what's in the vial. Second, hold the vessel for 60 seconds. Not to warm it, it should stay cold, but to create anticipation. Your body begins to expect something. Third, open slowly with care. Then tip the vial at the boundary of your water. Watch seeing water meets your water. They swell differently. Density, temperature, mineral content. The merging is visible.
And fourth,
Swim through the space where they merged. 3 times, slowly. Jaws open. Let the water pass through you rather than simply around you. The whole ritual takes perhaps 5 minutes, but those 5 minutes are structured to maximize presence. You can't rush through it, and you can't multitask during it. The ritual demands attention, and attention transforms consumption into experience.
this feels religious.
Ritual always does. That's its power. Every luxury house understands this intuitively. The orange box, tissue paper, ribbon, unwrapping is choreographed. The fitting room with specific lighting, the champagne offered, the white gloves when handling timepieces. These aren't accidents. They're rituals designed to mark the moment as sacred, separate from ordinary commerce.
How did you develop this specific ritual?
Trial and observation. Early customers received water with no guidance. Some drank casually and felt nothing. Some invented their own ceremonies and reported profound experiences. I studied what the self-invented ceremonies had in common: stillness, patience, physical engagement, repetition. Then I codified and refined. The ritual you receive is version 11.
Do your customers interact with each other?
Not in the modern sense. No app, no forum, no social media group. Those tools build networks. We're building something different. Recognition without interaction.
Explain.
Every quarter, we send a letter to all customers, handwritten, photocopied to preserve the penmanship, but personal in tone. Each letter contains one question. This quarter's, what do you notice when you stop moving?
And they respond.
Some do. Some responses are collected, anonymized, and printed in a small booklet sent in the next letter. No names, no identifying details, just answers. The weight of the water against my scales, how loud my own thoughts are, that I've been holding my breath for years, my father's face which I'd forgotten.
These are intimate.
They're honest, and when a customer reads them, something happens. They realize they're not alone in their seeking. Somewhere, another fish is asking the same questions, feeling the same quiet desperation, reaching for the same stillness. They never meet, but they're corrected by shared longing.
Community through confession.
Community through recognition. That's the deepest kind. In practice, you create shared experience without demanding interaction. Most community building is aggressive. Join our group, attend our events, engage with our content. That works for some brands. For us, quieter methods suit the product. Solitary experience, communal understanding. Together, alone.
How do you compare with other premium waters? I've seen glacier waters, deep sea waters, waters blessed by monks.
We don't compare.
Everything exists in competition.
Everything exists in context. Competition is one context, and the wrong one for us. Those waters you mentioned compete on features, source depth, mineral content, filtration stages. They're playing the same game, arguing over who plays it best. We're not in that game.
What game are you in?
The awareness game. They solve thirst, or status, or wellness, whatever that means this week. We solve invisibility, the condition of being surrounded by something that you've stopped perceiving it entirely.
That's abstract.
That's differentiated. In practice, positioning means choosing your frame. If I let you choose seeing to glacier water, I've accepted their frame. Which water has better features? I lose that comparison because I'm not trying to win it. Instead, I establish a different frame. Do you want hydration, or do you want to feel something that you've forgotten how to feel? In that frame, glacier water isn't a competitor. It's irrelevant.
How do you enforce that frame?
By never acknowledging the other ones. We don't publish mineral analysis, don't compare source depth, don't claim health benefits. Every piece of content reinforces the same message. This is about awareness, not chemistry. Eventually, the customer stops thinking about features entirely because we've given them nothing to think about on that axis.
Everything you show me, the vial, the booklet, the letter, they all feel the same.
That's not competence, that's discipline.
Explain.
Every touch point must express the same essence. The weight of vial in hand, the texture of linen wrapping, the cadence of our letters, the silence we leave in conversation. All of it coheres because we've made deliberate decisions about what seeing feels like, and we never deviate.
What does seeing feel like?
Still, patient, slightly cool, unhurried, competent enough to be quiet. If any element contradicted those qualities, rushed shipping notifications, aggressive follow-up emails, bright packaging, the spell would break.
One wrong note ruins it.
One wrong note creates doubt, and doubt in luxury is fatal. The customer paying $10,000 for water is buying certainty. Certainty that every detail has been considered, that nothing was accidental, that the care they're paying for actually exists. A single slip suggests the care was performance, not reality.
In practice, how do you maintain this?
Documentation and veto power. We have a brand book, not the typical logo guidelines, but a detailed articulation of feeling. What music would the scene be? What texture of fabric? What temperature of room When any new element is proposed, it's tested against these references. And anyone in the organization can veto anything that feels wrong, regardless of hierarchy. Consistency matters more than efficiency.
You've described processes, systems, tactics, but what are you actually selling underneath all of it?
Permission.
Permission for what?
To stop, just for a moment. To stop swimming, stop producing, stop optimizing, stop performing. To stand still in the current and feel the water you've been pushing through your whole life. Every fish I meet is exhausted, Mr. Fisher, not physically, existentially. They've achieved and acquired and accomplished, and none of it delivered what was promised. They've drowning in abundance while starving for meaning.
A $10,000 water provides meaning.
$10,000 water provides an excuse. The ritual provides a structure. The brand provides a story. Together, they create permission to do something the fish could have done for free but would never have. Pay attention to something ordinary until it becomes extraordinary.
They could just notice their own water.
They could. They won't. Because ordinary water carries no weight. It demands nothing, so it receives nothing. No attention, no reverence, no consideration. Seeing demands $10,000 and 14 months of waiting and a 5-minute ritual. Those demands create value, not in the water, in the attention the water receives.
So you're selling attention itself.
I'm selling the conditions that make attention possible. The product is just the focus point. In practice, every luxury brand does this. The handbag holds things, any bag does. The watch tells time, your phone does it better. The car moves you, a basic vehicle accomplishes the same. What they're actually selling is the feeling created by owning something extraordinary. The object is secondary to the emotion. One final element, the promise.
What do you guarantee?
Nothing you can measure. I promise this water will not make you healthier, wealthier, more attractive, more successful. It won't solve your problems or change your circumstances. It promises only one thing. For one moment, you will feel what you're swimming through. Notice the medium of your existence. Whether that moment changes anything else is up to you.
That's minimal for $10,000.
That's honest. Most luxury makes grandiose promises. Buy this watch, become this man, wear this dress, live this life. The promises don't survive contact with reality. The watch doesn't transform you. The dress doesn't change you. And on some level, the customer knows this, which breeds quiet resentment.
You're avoiding that cycle.
We're promising something deliverable. One moment of awareness. Small, specific, achievable. If we provide that, we've kept our word. If we don't, we've failed clearly. And we refund completely. No questions asked.
Has anyone taken the refund?
4 fish in 3 years. Each one taught us something. 2 reviewed flaws in our ritual instructions. Ambiguities we corrected. 1 was simply wrong for the product. We should have rejected his application but missed the science. 1, I think, wanted to feel disappointed from the beginning. We refunded all of them, thanked them, and improved.
You thanked them for rejecting your product.
We thanked them for specificity. Disappointment without articulation is useless. Disappointment with detail is education. The promise includes accountability. When we fail, we want to know exactly how. You've been swimming in water your whole life. It's everywhere. It passes through you thousands of times daily, and it's become invisible. The most essential substance in your existence beneath notice.
And you're selling visibility.
I'm selling the possibility of it. $10,000, 14 months, a ritual that takes 5 minutes. All of it designed to make you pay attention to something you've ignored since birth.
It's absurd.
Completely.
Irrational.
Yes.
How do I apply?